Okay, guys, this lesson is on how to solve quadratic equations by completing the square. All right, so we're going to start with what does it mean really to complete the square. To complete the square, we're going to solve for that expression x squared plus bx, which means we're going to add the square of half the coefficient of the term bx. Okay, then that's a little bit wordy, so we're going to use this formula-like thing to help. So x squared plus bx is what we're going to have. We're going to solve for what c would be by taking the coefficient of b, dividing it by x, and squaring it. So that'll give us a perfect square trinomial, x plus b over 2 squared. And I know you're probably freaking out right now. It's not difficult. Okay, bear with me. I promise it'll be fine. So remembering that this in standard form would be ax squared plus bx plus c. This is that c that we're referring to. We're not going to have that in any of the things that we're seeing, and I'm going to show you why. So to complete the square, the first thing that you're going to do, it says find the value of c that will make each expression below a perfect square trinomial. It's very important that you understand that this is an expression, not an equation, because there's no equal sign. I don't have c. I need to find that. So what we're going to do, as we said in the first tab, we're going to add the square of half of the coefficient b. So our coefficient, this is b, so right, there's a, b, and c. I need half of b, so b divided by 2. Okay, so c is actually, 12 divided by 2 is 6. But we also have to square it. So c is 36. That's how I found what c should be. So now I'm going to rewrite it as x squared plus 12x, just rewriting that part right here, plus now I know c is 36. I wanted it to be a perfect square trinomial. 36 is a perfect square. So what two of the same number, since it is perfect square, multiply to 36 and add to 12. It'll be x plus 6 times x plus 6, or just x plus 6 squared. Okay, that was that second part, writing the expression as the square of a binomial. There's the binomial, and I squared it. That's what gave me my perfect square trinomial. So let's try example 1b. Same thing. I'm going to take b, divide it by 2. So c is 3, not 3, but 3 squared, which is 9. So then rewrite it. X squared minus 6x plus 9. Well, I need a number, and we know it's a perfect square trinomial. Multiply to 9, add to negative 6. It'll just be x, not plus, but minus 3 squared. Okay. Now, that's to complete the square. I'm going to now incorporate solving a quadratic equation. And it says specifically that I need to use it by completing the square. All right, I am not putting this in standard form. You are going to leave it as such. It's very important that you leave it as such. I'm intending to make my c be a perfect square. Hence, I'm completing the square. Okay, so I'm still going to find c by dividing by 2. So then c is 7, but don't forget to square it, so c is 49. So let's rewrite. X squared minus 14x plus 49 equals, well, if I'm putting a 49 over here, I have to add it to the other side of the equation as well, plus 49. Okay? So my perfect square trinomial, multiply to 49, add to negative 14 will be x minus 7 squared. Now x minus 7 squared equals 15 and 49 is 64. Okay, so now I'm just, to solve for this, I'm going to try to get rid of this. The opposite or the inverse of squaring something is square rooting it. Square rooting it. So I'm left with x minus 7 equals, don't forget, the square root of 64, it could have been positive or negative 8. So I am going to have two solutions here. Now you're going to split it. I have x minus 7 equals 8, and x minus 7 equals negative 8. We'll solve for x. I'm adding 7. X equals 15. And then I'm adding 7 here as well. X equals negative 1. So my two solutions are negative 1 and 15. All right, let's do that again. Remember, do not set it up into standard form. I like it the way it is. We're solving for C. Divide by 2 and then square it. Now rewrite. This 25 is my C, so it's going to be going in here, and it's also going to be going on the end. So x squared plus 10x, there's my C, plus 25 equals, 24 was already there, and now I added 25 here, so I got to add 25 there as well. My perfect square trinomial, my binomials here, it's going to be multiply to 25, add 10, x plus 5 squared. 24 and 25 is 49. And now all I'm doing is solving for x. Undo this square with a square root. So x plus 5 equals, well, a positive or a negative 7. So now I'm going to split. X plus 5 equals 7, and x plus 5 equals negative 7. Subtract 5, x equals 2. Subtract 5, x equals negative 12. And you're going to see it written numerical order. So negative 12 is the smaller number, and 2. Those are my two solutions. Okay, very good. And then the last one. If it's already given to you in standard form, you're going to have to fix it. We're going to put it back into that equals a number, just like we saw above. Okay, this is standard form. I cannot use that as my C. My intention is to use a perfect square for my C. So I'm going to rewrite it as x squared minus 4x. I'm going to move this negative 21 over. It becomes a positive 21. Okay? Again, divide by 2. So C is 2. And I'm going to square it. So 4. Now I'm going to put 4 in as my C. And I'm also going to add it to the other side of the equation. So x squared, I'm rewriting, minus 4x. My C is positive 4 equals, there's 21. And then plus, I have to add also that 4. All right, my perfect square trinomial, multiply to 4, add to negative 4, x minus 2 squared equals 25. Square root, x minus 2 equals plus or negative 5. So x minus 2 equals a positive, or x minus 2 equals a negative. I'm going to add 2, so x equals 7, and add 2, x equals negative 3. So negative 3, 7. Those are my solutions. All right, and this last one, actually this doesn't end up being nice and even solutions. So we're going to rewrite this problem as x squared plus 2x minus 3 equals 0. We're going to use this question instead. All right, still got to find c first. Or excuse me, I got to rewrite my equation. Got to move this over. So x squared plus 2x add 3 equals a positive 3. Now solve for c. 2 divided by 2 is 1. Squared is 1. So rewrite x squared plus 2x, my c is 1, equals what's already on the other side of the equation, 3. Don't forget to add c on this side as well. My perfect square, my binomial here, what multiplies to 1 but adds to 2? X plus 1 times x plus 1. So x plus 1 squared equals 3 plus 1 is 4. Square root. X plus 1 equals positive or negative 2. Set up two different equations. X plus 1 equals 2 and x plus 1 equals negative 2. Subtract 1, x equals 1, and subtract 1, x equals negative 3. So my solutions are negative 3 and 1. Okay. Now, this is how I want you to complete the evens only on that left-hand page. If you need a separate sheet of paper, obviously that's fine. Don't glue it in until I've checked for understanding tomorrow. Oh, the code word, I almost forgot again. The code word for this lesson is liquid flare, like my pen. Liquid flare.